You know when there's a football player in a movie, it's not a serious movie. That's it's as easy as that. Welcome back to Dramatic Evaluation. In this video, I'm going to be doing another What I've Been Watching, talking about shows and movies that I've been watching, I guess, over the last month or so in May. Now we're just in the beginning of June, so I'll look back and see what I've been watching through May and talk about what I liked, what I didn't like. I think mostly likes. I watched a lot of good movies in May. So we'll talk about those, and yeah, ones that I recommend, think you should check out if you have not seen them, and let's get right into it. So I'm going to start with shows. This time I usually do movies first and then shows. I'm going to go shows because shows took up a lot of my time in May. I was going ham on... I wanted to watch the new Daredevil Reborn show on Disney Plus. When I kind of looked into it, I was like, I never saw any of the other Daredevil stuff. I remember they had made like a Daredevil show on Netflix. I was like, is that related? I looked into it. I was like, yes, it is. It's the same actor and all that. So it's that same canon and everything. And then I was like, oh, there's also like that Luke Cage show, I remember. Is that a thing? And it's like, oh, is it? Yep, that's related. And then I realized Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. And then there's a crossover show with all four of them together. And I was like, okay, well, my OCD, weird, completionist brain is not going to allow me to just watch the new Daredevil. I feel like I need to watch all these. I'll give it a shot, see if they're any good, and if they are, I'll watch them. If they're not, then I'm over it. And so I watched Daredevil first, and it was pretty good. It was surprisingly a lot better than I was expecting it to be. So I watched that, and I'm watching these all in order of like the recommended viewing order, basically like timeline of events is like how you should watch them. Even though there's not a whole lot of crossover, there is some mention of the other like characters or shows or like events that take place, so you're kind of just, it makes sense to watch them in this order. So I've watched all like season 1 of all those shows, and then I watched The Defenders, which is the crossover of all four of those, and then finally got to The Punisher. That was the main one I wanted to watch because I like John Bernthal, and that was, as I expected it to be, the best one. The Punisher season 1 was awesome. Like, that was a really good show. And now I'm back around to, like, I had seen Daredevil season 2, and then now I'm on Jessica Jones season 2. So there's season 2s of all of them, and then season 3 of just Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and then I'll be done, and then I can watch Daredevil. So yeah, all that to say, we've just been watching the crap out of these Marvel shows in May. But also watched season 5 of You, the final season of that show. So dumb, dude. Oh my god. I don't know if you watch that show. The show's pretty good. It's got its issues. It's not the greatest show of all time, but it's like entertaining, and it's cool to see him get out of this. It's kind of like Dexter-esque a little bit. Like, you're rooting for this guy who's like jacked up in the head, kind of like serial killer type of guy. But you're rooting for him, and you want him to like get out of these situations and like not get caught and all this. I won't spoil how it ends, but I just did not like how it ended. I thought it was a really stupid choice. A really stupid choice of bringing on this new character who just messes everything up. I just did not like it. I thought there was a couple of different, way better ways that you could have ended that series. So yeah, I was pretty disappointed with that. Still a good, decent show, but like really disappointed with the ending of it. Detroiters season 1. It's a show on Netflix. Tim Robinson. Man, I can't remember the name of the show. There's this sketch show on. It's like one of the last like sketch shows around that a lot of like comedians themselves are regarding as like one of the best and last and really good sketch shows. I think you should leave now or something like that, I think is what it's called. And he's hilarious, and that show is hilarious. It's him and Sam Richardson are the main two. Both very hilarious guys, and that it's a quick hitter, like 20-minute episodes, and it's just like full on ridiculous, like slapstick kind of stuff, and it's really funny. You should check it out. Detroiters on Netflix. hilarious. So that's it for the shows, really. Like I said, a lot of the time in May was taken up watching those Marvel shows. They, by the way, and why that is not only how many of them there are, all of them are 13 episode seasons, and they're hour episodes, or like 55-minute episodes. So it's a billion hours. Like, I spent a billion hours watching these shows. It's crazy. These were a little bit older, so I guess it was like before like writer strike stuff or something, to where now I feel like most shows are like 8 episodes or 10 episodes, which I feel like is enough. Like, it's funny, back in the day when they were like 21, like I remember Lost had seasons of like 22 episodes, 24 episodes. I was like all about it. I was like, yeah, give me more. Now I'm like, you're good, man. 8 or 10 is good, so I can get through it and watch something else. It's yeah, so 13 and an hour long. You know how I feel about the hour long episodes. Like, it's just too long. It's just too long. Make it 45 max. Give me a half hour. That's great. But barely any are like that. They're usually an hour or like 50 minutes. So yeah, it took up a ton of my time. So now over to movies. Like I said, I watched a lot of good movies that I really liked here. Beautiful Boy on Amazon Prime with Steve Carell and Timothée Chalamet. Solid movie. It's like a movie about like addiction. Like, Timothée Chalamet is like addicted to drugs. He's his son, and it's just like back and forth through his trying to recover and then relapse, and how it affects the family. And but it's like really interesting and like really good and really well done, and the acting is incredible. Both of those guys are great. So that was a good movie. The Monkey, it's all right. It's a horror movie. It's one that I saw billed as like the gnarliest, like one of those ones where they say like, oh, it's the gnarliest or scariest or like most violent, like gruesome, crazy kills, like deaths and all that. It was whatever, dude. Like, it was, I don't know, the story was kind of whatever. The kills and deaths are a few like fun ones, I guess, but I don't know. I didn't really like it. I didn't really like the vibe and the tone of the movie. It wasn't for me. And I love horror movies, and it was just kind of like whatever. It wasn't bad. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It wasn't anything special for me. Hot Summer Nights, so good. Heavy recommend this movie. This is Timothée Chalamet again. It's he moves to, I can't remember where it is, but somewhere over on the East Coast, like Connecticut, on the beach, like that like area, that kind of vibe in the summer. And he moves there, and then he like starts he's like kind of trying to fit in and stuff, but then all of a sudden he like meets this guy who's like the cool guy, rebel guy, who sells drugs, and they like start selling drugs together, and they start blowing up, and it kind of like almost has like a vibe of like Blow, the movie Blow, or like those types of movies where they're dealing drugs and like and just like coming up in the world and like being successful, and like one thing's leading to another. But then there's this aspect of like this girl that he meets who happens to be the sister of his buddy who he's selling drugs with, and he's like, stay away from her, but he can't stay away from her. So then there's that. He's trying to hide it, and then what it leads to at the end of the movie is really, really well done movie. Awesome music, awesome actors. Definitely recommend that if you've not seen that. It was on Amazon Prime. Love Hurts on Peacock. It's with whatever his name is, the kid from Goonies, who showed up in that Everything Everywhere All at Once movie. And it was okay. He's like a spy, but he can like fight all crazy. And but he's like now selling houses, like doing real estate, trying to be away from that life. But then it comes back to him, and he has to like fight a bunch of people and whatever. It was whatever. It was real. It was pretty cheese. It was definitely not a serious movie at all. Freaking Marshawn Lynch is in it, football player. So when there's a football player in a movie, it's not a serious movie. That's it's as easy as that. But it was whatever. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. Hard Eyes, surprisingly good on Netflix. Surprisingly funny. It was a horror movie. It was pretty decent in that regard, but it was like funny. It like made me laugh like several times where I was not expecting that. So I guess you could call it a horror comedy, but it's more I get, yeah, whatever. It's a horror comedy. It was good. I enjoyed it, and it's just a typical kind of like slasher type of movie. So check that out on Netflix if you haven't seen it and you like horror movies. Lucy, I kind of didn't want to see this when it came out. I wasn't interested, and then I just went ahead and watched it, and it was great. The end, it got like it was pretty weird at the end, honestly, but the beginning, the concept, the setup, and everything was really cool. And Scarlett Johansson, she's awesome. She kills it, and the movie was great. I really liked it. Fury, World War II movie with couple actors I love. Brad Pitt's in there, Shia LaBeouf is in there, John Bernthal, a few other guys, and it's these guys going through they're like a tank crew going through World War II, and then there's just, I won't spoil what happens, but it was very good story and good actors, and it was cool. Novocaine with Jack Quaid, who's just popping off in so many shows and movies and killing it. And he's really solid actor. As Dennis Quaid's son. And it was cool. It was a good movie. He's a guy who's got this like condition, this disease where he can't feel pain. So he has to be really careful because he could like accidentally like injure himself without knowing he did it because he can't feel it. And then gets involved in this situation where he's trying to like help this person that he meets, this girl he meets, and ends up having to like do some crazy stuff to get to her, to save her, and like fights people, and like uses the fact that he can't feel pain to allow himself to win these fights and get through some of this crazy stuff. It was good. It was funny, it was entertaining, it was good action and solid actors, and it was a good movie. Juror number 2 on HBOMax. Pretty interesting movie, like concept, like where this guy is a juror, he gets on jury duty, and then like realizes like the case is about. It's kind of a spoiler, but not really. It's like pretty early on, and it's like what the movie is. So relax, okay? He realizes like, oh, this person's on trial for murder. But he didn't. The way that they're like talking about all the events of and where it took place, and he like flashes back, and he was like in the rain and in the night, like hit something. He thought it was a deer. Turns out, oh no, like I hit this girl who died in this murder trial. Like I think I hit her and did a hit and left and like did a hit and run. Now this guy's on trial for the murder. I can't like convict him. He didn't. I know he didn't do it, but I don't want to get in trouble and say that. So like, how do you deal with that situation? It's like a real interesting situation. Like, yeah, how do you deal with that? And then they don't. They just like there's like implications at the end of the movie, but don't really. I think they absolutely fumble the ending, quite frankly. Real cool setup, good movie, good actors, just have a more definitive, better ending. Come on. So because of that, I rated it kind of low, and I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't, go ahead and watch it. Yeah, it was good, but like I wouldn't be like, oh man, you got to go see this movie, because it pissed me off at the end. Summer of '69. Jillian Bilk from Workaholics directed, I think, and maybe wrote this movie. And it's a comedy. It's on Hulu. It was pretty funny. Quick synopsis of the plot is this girl wants to hook up with her dream guy before school's over or whatever, and then everyone leaves for college or whatever, and so she hires like a stripper to help her learn like sexual stuff, because that's like a part of like the whole thing. Is why it's called Summer of '69. There's a kid in the movie that tells her his favorite position is 69, so she needs to like learn that. So she's like goes to the stripper to like have her help her and hire her, and pretty ridiculous premise, but pretty funny movie. Paddington in Peru, the third Paddington movie, loved it. It was great. And I still maintain, I just with all the talk of like, oh, Paddington 2 is the greatest movie, Paddington 1's better, Paddington 2 is good, 1 is better, and I'll say Paddington in Peru, the third one, is better than 2 as well. I would say 2 is the worst of the 3, and even though it's good, the other 2 are better. So I won't get into the plot. It's just, it was a good, feel good family movie. Check it out. Locked, awesome. I love this actor, Bill Skarsgård. He's popping off. He's in a ton of stuff. He needs money. He's kind of like he's not like a criminal, but he's kind of just like a dirtbag type of guy, sort of. And he's kind of like looking for money. He's kind of some light theft here and there, pickpockets type of stuff. And he like opens a car door. He's like, oh, the car's open on this nice car. Let me see what's inside. And then he gets locked in. And then a call comes in on the car system, and it's Anthony Hopkins, and he plays this guy, and he's like, oh, I've trapped you in this car. You were trying to rob me, so now I'm gonna screw you over. And then he's like tortures him in this car, and then you're like wondering, how's he gonna get out? It's like totally locked up with bulletproof glass. Like there's no way to get out of this thing, and he's trying to like find a way out. And then how it goes down at the end it was cool, man. It was a pretty cool idea, great execution, excellent actors, and it's just engaging. Is more engaging than you would expect a movie to be, where it's just a guy in a car, So yeah, check that one out for sure. I recommend that. That was a rental on Prime, so you have to pay for it or wait for it to come out on something. Fear Street Prom Queen on Netflix. Loved the Fear Street trilogy on Netflix. Solid. 3 solid horror movies. So here's now number 4. It's not related to that story in that trilogy, but it's like set in the same town and stuff, and it's set in the 80s, and legit music. Like just they went off with using 80s music, which is awesome. I think more movies need to do this type of thing, where they just like one scene after another just have these like awesome like musical interlude like sections where it's like, yeah, man, use music to make a movie good. Like, why not? And they do a good job with that. And some cool kills and kind of an interesting twist at the end. So if you like horror movies, especially if you like the Fear Street trilogy, definitely watch that. It was pretty good. Mickey 17. I don't know, man. HBOMax is where that one is. It was fine. It was just weird. It was a real weird movie. There was some stretches that were just very disturbing. Some weird choices with like, why did they need the weird fake teeth on Mark Ruffalo? He had these weird fake teeth that just made his like mouth all like he couldn't like talk normally. This isn't a historical recreation of something. You don't need. You didn't need that. It was a weird choice, and just hated that character. Hated his wife. There were these two like leaders of this world, like that are just trash people. I hated it. Well, no, I didn't hate the movie. I hated that aspect of it. But it wasn't. I don't know, man. It was fine. It was whatever. I wouldn't recommend it. It's like if you want to watch it, cool, check it out. I didn't think it was very good. Captain America: Brave New World. Super boring. Yeah, I'm gonna spoil this. Sorry. Spoiler alert. It's not really that big of a deal, but it's the Red Hulk. That you see in the trailer. Oh, it's the Red Hulk is gonna be in this. Hour and a half into the movie. The movie's an hour and 45 minutes. At 1 hour and 30 minutes, you finally see the Red Hulk. Weak sauce, dude. And here's what I'll say. Anything with Anthony Mackie in it in Marvel, nothing against that guy. Like I like him in a few things, but anything with him in it, boring. You're going to be bored out of your mind, dude. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier, the show they did on Disney Plus, so boring, dude. Unwatchably boring. This movie, boring. It's like a couple of action scenes in it, and then that like action scene with the Red Hulk at the end. But just the character of Falcon, and now he's like Captain America, and it's still like not good. Like, so I don't know, man. Next time they make something with him, which it looks like they probably are going to, I don't even know that I'm going to watch it, like, because it's just not good. And then the last one, Beetlejuice, solid. I was surprised. I kind of was like hesitant on watching this. I was like, I'm going to watch it because, Beetlejuice, the original one, it's great. But whenever they do make a sequel to a movie like years later, like they do a lot of times now, it's like whatever. But this was it was good, man. There was a couple cool like musical parts, kind of like they did in the first movie, that were like really awesome, and just overall like the plot was cool, and the characters were good, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I really liked that movie, so I definitely recommend that. It was on Netflix. And that's it. That's all the stuff I watched for May. A couple that I've watched in June that are pretty good, but I'll just save those for when I do this for June in a month. And yeah, that's it. So the trash truck is now arrived and is picking up the trash cans. So I'll end this so you don't have to hear that, hopefully. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment. Let me know if you've seen any of these videos, what you thought of them, if you did. And leave a comment about what you want to see me cover. If there's something you think I should watch and you want to see me do a review of it, I will do it. So stay tuned. Until next time.